I've just spent a good 10 minutes trying to figure out how to fix my microphone. Well, I just waited a bit of time thinking that it was something hard to fix, when in turn it was something very easy. I'm a complete fucking dumbass. Welcome to part 1 of What If Mina was borderline obsessed with Izuku. This is a video that was recommended me by Blaze Hollow. Please check him out, the link on top of the right guys' screen, or the first link in the description, and please show them love. Because it does help out the channel a lot when you guys show love to other people. And then it sends love to me and back forth and so on and so forth. Because that will help out the channel of theirs a lot. And I'm probably going to get demonetized for this video, so that's going to prove interesting. So please share this video with friends and try and help me reach 5,000 subscribers for the end of the year. I'm not going to get to 8k, I've already accepted that. If you guys want another part of this, let's just ball it out, let's just get this video to 100 likes. Part 2 will be out as soon as I can because I can't be asked to record some days with my normal voice. I am very fucking busy. And also I very much hate using text-to-speech, just to let you guys know. I despise it, but I still think I can do to upload. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We're going to start this with the second year of Izuku's journey to become the #1 hero. Izuku in his second year has always been kinda shy and kind of ecstatic. He was always happy with his 2 friends that he was always with, and sort of chats with his other classmates when he had to. He never really chatted with them, he sort of tried to avoid it as best he could because he was happy with his 2 friends and his friend group as it was. But when people talked to him, he tried to actually show a little bit more confidence. But this is what one pink-skinned girl or woman liked in the boy. She always followed him around every single chance she got, every single free period, or every single time they were in the same class. She always followed him around like a crazy stalker and tried her best to get little strands of his hair or try to steal something from his bag that left his scent on. As this person always followed Izuku around, not showing herself, but always Izuku felt like he was being followed. But one day, she would mess up and Izuku would finally see her, as our protagonist would be kind of frightened that now he knows the stalker was in his class. This frightened our main protagonist to his core, knowing that the stalker, he knew her too well. One night, Izuku was asleep, but when he was asleep, the only thing he was dreaming about was in the vestige world, seeing every little detail of their memories coming to the surface, every single little bit of fighting skill, every little bit of training memory, everything. Izuku trained his mental in there for the next 2 days while he was asleep, and he improved outside of the world as well, including inside of the vestige world where he could get more mental training in than more physical, because he needed to keep hold of One for All just in case someone like All for One or Shigaraki came back again to fight. Just remember, in this timeline, Izuku defeated Shigaraki, so there's no All for One anymore. As Izuku dodged, dipped, and even threw his own punches back at Nana. "Come on, kid, you're gonna have to move faster than that," she said, as she pulled an ollie as she started pulling her legs back and forth as she kicked Izuku with the side of his ribs, making him lose air as he went off balance for just a second, as she used that second to punch Izuku square in the jaw and knocked him over. "Come on, Izuku, you're holding yourself back here. We know you're aware of it. So stop holding back. If you start holding back on villains that you're aware are strong, then you're just gonna weigh yourself down again like you did with Shigaraki. The only reason why you won there is because you easily got a kill shot on him. If you went full on out and the Eraser's quirk that wasn't activated, you would have lost," Nana said, making and belittling Izuku, trying to make him rage and push his upper limits out. As the moment he did, Nana evaporated, as Izuku woke up to a shock of electricity going through his body as he realized he couldn't move. felt like he was stuck in a chair of some sort. He felt like... No, Izuku said, as he shot his arms up, finally able to move, as he felt relieved that he wasn't dead or on something salt like that. Because every single time Izuku's been in the vestige world, he feel like his body couldn't move, like he's just been dropped down from heaven and repossessed his body. Something similar to that, of course. But as we quit to our little point of view with Mina Ashido. Oh, Izuku, why do you have to play hard to get? She said. Every single time I follow you, it's only so I can make sure you're not cheating on me, she said, rubbing the back of her head like a psychopath. Oh, Izuku, when you're gonna learn that I love you? I know I'm following you, so why can't you just accept and embrace me? She said, with the same vocal tones as what Toga would have had, as she kept on staring through Izuku's window until she realized as it was almost 8 p.m. She had another hour to get ready, but she chose to leave, so she could get ready and not rouse suspicion of where her location currently was. As she arrived back at her dorm and opened her drawer to see all of her Izuku's belongings that she took over the span of at least a year. Izuku's toothbrush, Izuku's shirt, Izuku's trousers, Izuku's shoes, favorite shoes he's worn, he always wondered where those went, and a bunch of notes he wrote in class and pretended that they were all written for her. She always kept them all to herself and never let anything out of her sight, and this is why no one was let in her room. Ochako and Momo always wanted to see what Mina's room looked like, but Mina always denied him, telling that she was busy in there and they didn't want him going through her private stuff, which she knew that would happen, and that's why she never allowed anyone, even Izuku, well, even any of her friends, in her room at any cost, because if her secret was found out that she was being obsessed with one person in their class, her entire hero career, not even just that, her lover, well, soon to be, would be grossed out, and she would get expelled. As class would start normally as the day goes on, as everyone will arrive in class, as everyone sat in their normal seating plan as what they had done in canon. But a couple of people here and there would be changed around. I think you know who would be kicked out here because we've read the manga recently. I think you know why. We've been talking about this on this channel for quite a while, and I think you know who's disappearing out of this video. As Izuku sat down in his seat, as Mina sat behind him. The only thing she did all lesson was stare at him. As the next class had to be battle training, as this was Mina's chance to finally get what she wanted, as they finally get to pick teams for the first time in a year, since, well, their first year ones would have to be picked by teachers just to try and get them sorted and ready to see who can be paired with who and see how they do. As Mina raised her hand and instantly went to Izuku to be his partner, as Mina instantly clapped onto his arm and went cheerfully as she jumped down in a happy motion. Everyone knew that she was happy, but she didn't realize she would be this happy. So they got suspicious, but they still ignored it, thinking it was just her being cheerful as Yomali. But in Mina's head, she was screaming out loud, screaming loud and louder. Yes, yes, finally I get some alone time with Izu. This battle training would be brilliant until we have to start fighting. That means I get to stay close to him and smell his scent, she said, as she started to get red in the cheeks. As Izuku stared at Mina, thinking that she was gonna do something. But Izuku calmed down as the moment Mina started talking, as her bubbly attitude took over her yandere persona. So Izuku, have you got a plan, or are we gonna have to make one up on the fly? She said, Well, our opponents are Ida and Ochako, so we should be able to deal with them easily. I should be able to use binding to be able to actually confine them a little bit better, Izuku said. Binding? You mean that black tendril thing you call Black Whip? Yep. I should be able to confine Ochako to that without her touching much, and then for Ida, I would probably say you have to melt his reciprocal little engines at the back of his legs. Slightly melted, don't burn his entire leg off, Izuku said. I know that, she said as she pouted, as All Might said in his skinny form. 3, 2, 1. Heroes, enter the building, All Might said, as they all entered into the building. As the moment they entered through the door, Ochako and, well, Ida are both strategizing still, trying to figure out a way past Izuku's immense brutal power. Since Izuku took down All for One and Shigaraki, they didn't know how to actually defeat him, since his brutal power could easily kick away and fly away the moment Ochako actually tried to float him, so the best way is to restrain instantly or try and sneak upon him. As they both went with that plan and scattered to try and find a way to sneak up on him. As Izuku and Mina were both walking down the corridor, Izuku's danger sense went off. Go that way, Mina, Izuku said, pointing to the direction inside of a little gap in the wall. As Izuku pointed there, Mina obliged. As the moment Mina entered into there, Ida kicked Izuku into the stomach, sending him 2 feet back before Izuku recovered, and Detroit smashed with 5% of course into Ida's stomach, knocking him completely unconscious. As Ochako finally had the time and, well, reaction of course, as she snuck behind Izuku and put capture gear around him, signaling that he was out of the match, as Izuku just sat down on the sidelines and took a breath of air. Oh damn it, I forgot my danger sense doesn't go off with you, Izuku said internally, as Mina finally came out of the corner and smashed Ochako's head against the wall, as the only thing Mina saw then was red, as we cut back to when Izuku was captured. You bitch, don't you dare touch my man, she thought internally, as, well, that's what happened after that. As Ochako was brutally beaten, as Izuku told Mina to go get the bomb or restrain Ochako without killing her, Izuku said, as Mina finally came back to her senses and restrained Ochako, letting the hero team win. As everyone came out of the building, as they were carrying an unconscious Ochako to Recovery Girl's office, as inside of, well, the observation room, Izuku was standing there wondering why Mina went so hard on Ochako and not taking it easy. She brutally beat her, like bloody typed, like what Toga did back in the war, Izuku thought internally. But before he could continue, All Might, in a skinny form of course, spoke up. Some people thought it was Ida acting like the villain again to try and get MVP. This time it was Izuku being MVP, but as for Mina, she would have to have a talk with Aizawa after the class. But after that chat, well, let's just say everything went back to normal, as every single person was getting changed. Momo had a bright idea to chat with Mina about what happened in the training today. Hey Mina, are you okay? Because you seem a little bit frustrated. Wait, what do you mean by that? Mina said. As, well, you beat the shit out of Ochako. I thought there was something wrong. Oh, yeah, about that. I just had a little bit of frustration, that's all. And I sort of may have lost it, Mina said, chuckling out loud. As some people thought it was creepy, some people didn't, but Toru thought it was suspicious. So she would investigate into her best friend's behavior as the time went on. As Mina, as everyone finally exit out of the room. This is where Mina's point of view would take place. As Mina went into the boys' changing room, as she took the camera that she placed in there, as she took it to her room as fast as she could. As the moment she arrived, she plugged it into her PC and extracted the file, as she cropped every other boy out except from one boy in particular, Izuku Midoriya. As Mina kept on looking at Izuku's pictures and the video, well, I can't go as far as I want to because YouTube will demonetize me. This is why today's sponsor, AnimeMerch.com. If you guys want to get 25% off before Christmas, use my code ONI at checkout. Thank you. Back to the video. As Mina kept on looking at it, as I think you guys may know what will be happening here. I can't say it, but I think you guys may know. As Mina finished that video in a cold sweat, as she was gasping for air. This is why I said I didn't want to actually record or script that little bit. As Mina heard a knock at her door, as she went out and opened her door to see no one was there. As the door was opened wide, as Mina went outside to have another look, but the moment she opened the door as wide, someone invisible walked in. As the moment she stopped and locked the door, Mina sat back down as she started to think to herself, maybe I need to study today. I am behind on work. Fuck it, I'll start revising. Fuck it, Mina said out loud as she pulled out Izuku's toothbrush, put it into her mouth, and started to work. As that form of, concentration kept her stimulated enough for her to work and concentrate. As the work was finished, she went straight to bed without any computation. As the moment Toru, this invisible creature, knew that Mina was asleep, the person went to work and started looking around Mina's room, started at her desk, underneath her bed, as the final area would be Mina's closet, as she opened it to see t-shirts, boxers, and all the stuff that I've said in the beginning. As Mina opened her eyes and snuck behind the person who had opened her closet, as glowing red eyes with heart shapes in them. Toru, the whisper voice into the invisible girl's ear, as the only thing Toru was about to do was squeak, giving the scent that somebody knew her secret, as she didn't want this person to leave and tell everyone else. As Mina grabbed Izuku's toothbrush and stabbed it right into Toru's neck, making her bleed out. You're not telling anyone my secret, are you? I'm not letting you ruining my chances with Izu. Never in a million years, Mina said, as she grabbed the neck of Toru and stabbed it one more time, finishing her off completely. As Mina pulled out a duffel bag out of her room and stuffed her body in there, as she threw the rest of the body under their bed until tomorrow night, where she would dig and bury the body. The next day after that, everyone was starting to get worried about Toru. She's been missing for 2 days, but yet no lead has been found. Well, since she's invisible, no one can barely see her while what she does. So people were confused. Maybe she walked off, maybe she's in different areas. But no one knew where the invisible hero, Toru, was again. Thank you all for watching this video. If you guys want part 2, get this video to 150 likes and you guys get the next part as soon as possible. And if you guys want the second part out as soon as I can, we're trying to hit at least 10,000 channel members. I'm kidding. Do not become a channel member unless you do want to. Part 2 will be on the channel membership page if you guys do want to see it. I'm kidding about 10,000 channel members. That would be insane to think of. I am kidding though. Thank you all for watching and have a good day. Take it easy and goodbye.